Welcome to Hidden Abilities Podcast, hosted by my own sister, Cameron Junta.
Want to say your name and introduce yourself?
My name is Kiana Junta, and I'm Cameron's sister.
Okay, I'm going to ask you some questions. What is your favorite thing about the special needs community?
I think my favorite thing about the special needs community is honestly just like the joy and laughter that is so present within them. And even though like things are different, there's challenges, their lives look very different depending on obviously what they have. But there's just so much beauty in the way like that community loves each other. They love to like be with each other and just be with other people. Through like Cameron's, is it called nonprofit or what?
Yeah, organization.
Organization that she has, Love Without Limits. Where are you talking about this? Should I not like say what it is?
You can say. No, I'm not talking
Okay.
about it.
Where she like hosts with Eden like every Saturday or one Saturday a month they host adults with special needs for 3 hours and just like play games, crafts, have a message. And literally like I look forward to that day each time I'm going. I look forward to like going to that. I look forward to serving with the special needs ministry at church because there's just so much joy in it. And I don't know, they're just so present. And they like know they're not focused on all the worries that we're often focused on. And I think, yeah, they just remind me of what's like most important in life.
Yeah, that's good. Why do you think they have that joy?
I honestly think because they're not as focused on the things that we're often preoccupied by, which some of that they can't be focused on because they don't have as big of jobs or they're not, most of them can't deal with like finances or just regular things that most adults are dealing with. And so although that's obviously like a hard part of having a disability, it's also a beautiful part because they're not like worried all the time and they just have this joy. They're excited to be with people. Like I said, they're so present, and they're just focused on like having fun and being where they are and just being thankful for what they do have because I think there are a lot of limitations, and so I think that is a part of it too. Is there's a lot of like gratitude when they get to actually do things and be with people and be at events because of how limited often that stuff is for them.
You already touched on this, and I think I know what your answer is, but would you say that people with special needs have more joy than just a typical person?
I think having a brother with Down syndrome has for sure showed me like the depths of their joy and just how consistent it is. Like most of the time Dylan is he's happy. He gets so excited about the little things, like getting to go to the movies, getting to get a cheeseburger after school. Like very, very simple things and he gets very excited about them. So I think it honestly just like redeems and restores what like simple joy is and what joy in the mundane is because I think we often look to big things to fill us with happiness, and often we look to the wrong things to fill us with what true joy actually is. And so, yeah, I think he's just very present and reminds me um, that I can find joy in the little things and that it doesn't have to come from a big source, but ultimately, like, it should come from God, and God can be found in anything. So, in the littlest of things and also the biggest of things. So, yeah, I think for sure there's a lot more joy in that community. Yeah.
What is the biggest blessing that you have seen throughout being involved with the special needs community?
Hmm. Hmm. I think honestly, like the beauty of people surrounding people. Like, I think that's something because we're so hurried, like in our culture, and focused on ourselves a lot of the time. I think it's beautiful to see like people serving other people, but the people that are serving are also like being served in this other unique way, which often happens when you think you're the one serving, you're often the one that's learning a lot from the people that you're serving. But I think that um, yeah, it's just beautiful to see the way that like people really rally when people really do care about the special needs community. Like it's beautiful seeing what's happening at Love Without Limits and seeing like typical people with people with disabilities and seeing like what joy is coming from that, I think it's so beautiful, and it's what like the kingdom really looks like, because like the kingdom is full of every person that God has made, and there should be diversity in that, and there should be people of all different abilities and ethnicities and everything. And so I think it shows a truer picture of the kingdom, and I think people who are involved in like circles with people with special needs are honestly missing out, because it can be uncomfortable at first, I think, and I think a lot of people don't know how to like approach or embrace the special needs community if you haven't been exposed to it. But I think just throwing yourself in and then seeing the joy that comes and the fruit that comes from it is so real.
Yes, something you said was more, this is something we say at Love Without Limits every time before we start, more than just serving, you're being served, because, like what you were saying, they just have so much joy and compassion, and they want to be your friend, and they will remember your name. They're very intentional. What is the biggest misconception you think people have about the special needs community?
Wait, before I answer that, I'm going to touch on, you made me think. I think too, like they show kind of, or you said like they love you so well, like they remember your name, they care to see you. I think that's beautiful too, and like redeeming too, because we can be so focused on like seeing other people or being involved in relationships with others because of what they can give us or offer us. But I think the beautiful thing about being in a relationship with people with disabilities, and also like they just love you like for who you are, and they're excited to see you, and they're welcoming to you. And I think that shows like how Jesus is. Like he loves us because we are his children. Like we have done nothing to earn it, but he died on the cross for us as sinners. And yeah, I think genuinely like they embody like a picture of Jesus towards us, as they just like love and accept us, which we should show right back to them.
Yes, that's really good. Back to the original question. What is the biggest misconception you think people have about the special needs community?
I think people think, I mean, this is kind of what I was saying, like people are afraid to approach them. I think people think like they're so different that like you can't even be in a relationship with them. Or yeah, like I think people just don't realize like they are human beings, like made in the image of God, and they have a lot to offer. They want to talk with you. They want to do life with us. They're not like some group that should be like cast aside. And so yeah, I think people like have a hard time realizing like, I don't know, that I think they're a lot more similar to you than you realize, and they can actually honestly teach you a lot about yourselves. Yeah. So I think people need to like reshape the way they're thinking about people who are different than them. Honestly, like that also like applies to all of life. Like I think we think of people in different cultures and like different backgrounds, like we think that there's such a divide, and I think it keeps us from like really experiencing like the true body of Christ, and the beauty of diversity within the kingdom. Because yeah, I think that's what he intended for us, like ever since the garden, when he said be fruitful and multiply, that was his intention. Yeah, and I think we should go more to people who are different than us than similar, because that's what the body of Christ should look like.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of the time with Love Without Limits, I have volunteers coming and they're like super nervous. Like, what do I do? And we kind of just throw them in there because we know that it's going to be better if they can just like get to know them, get a relationship, rather than us just being like, this is what they're like and this is what you should know. Like it's actually better for them to just get to know them, because they I would say majority of them can communicate with you, and they really just want to have a relationship with you, and people just think like they don't know what I'm saying, or I have to talk to them like a baby.
Yeah.
Or it's so severe, like I'm just here to watch them and make sure they're don't do something dangerous, but really they do want a relationship with you. What has the special needs community taught you about patience and resilience?
I think honestly, I can be an impatient person at times, but I think because of it all, I'm such a patient person. Not like in a bragging way, but I think it just it kind of forces you to have patience because I mean, one thing that like just practically like Dylan struggles with stuttering. And so having like a conversation with him, who was I talking about this to? Oh, gave a speech on this. It's not like something to get through, but it's like something to be present in and be patient in because one sentence could take a couple minutes.
Yeah.
He also like repeats the sentences a lot. And is saying the same thing even if you acknowledge like what he said. If he's super excited about something, he's gonna say it like
Yeah. Yeah, he's saying it because he's excited.
yeah, like
he knows he's repeating
yeah,
himself.
he doesn't really care. And so I think it's like naturally, if you're gonna be kind to him, like you're gonna be patient with him. And not in a bad way. Like it's beautiful. It's taught me like yeah, it's taught me so much about what it means to be patient with him and then patient with other people. Like when I'm getting upset with others, I think I've learned like no, like be present with people, and keep giving them grace, like Jesus would.
Yes, I completely agree. And then the second part of that question was, what has it taught you about resilience?
Mm. Mm. I think because of the challenges you see them facing, it just like is honestly it's heartbreaking, but then it's also like really encouraging of like they're still living, they're still going. Like some of the challenges are yeah, they're honestly so heartbreaking. Like it just breaks your heart. You kind of wonder like how could they be going through so much? Like how could the parents have to deal with that? Like you wonder why God would even allow such a thing sometimes. But I think the beautiful part of it is like people are still working to like encourage them and support them. And it is challenging, but there are still people that are resilient and they're not giving up. And so I think it gives you like hope and encourages you to do the same. And then also, yeah, just to see like what they deal with, it's like I don't know, it gives you like a sense of yeah, I guess hope and then strength. Like God is still working in their lives and sustaining them. Like He can do the same for me. Um, yeah.
Can you think of a specific story or time where you've either seen patience, resilience, or joy displayed in someone with special needs, like a specific moment or story?
Mm-hmm. Mm. This isn't like something specific, but my mind just went to one of my buddies for VBS camp one summer at Mariners. I was with Kale. You remember Kale?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't. He can't talk, right? No, he has like a tablet. He can talk a little bit, but he has like a tablet that he communicates on. Um, and so like there wasn't much communication, but genuinely like it felt like we were so like we got so close that week. It was just so sweet. Like he was precious, like 10-year-old boy. And so gentle, so kind. Like by the end of the week he like wanted after like the last like day or the like after party on Saturday, he like wanted me and Micah and I to go to like In and Out with him. And he like learned to communicate like even simple words like through his tablet to me. And it's just beautiful to see like they learn how to do stuff. Like he can't communicate everything, but he learns how to use his tablet. And even just like through his actions and his like warmth, like that boy had so much love and like joy. He was so gentle, so kind. Like yeah, just the sweetest thing. And to see also just to see how like it might take time, but you can like build such sweet and like tender relationships with them. Like genuinely, I think some of my yeah, they are honestly my favorite people. Like they bring me the most joy. Relationships with them, I feel like rewarding isn't the right word, but honestly, like yeah, they are so rewarding because there's so much like joy found in it.
Yeah. Maybe rewarding. I'm trying to think of a better word.
Just even like the joy that comes like despite like the barriers and the differences.
Yeah. And I think it goes back to what you were saying earlier, like they're not trying to get anything out of you. They literally just want you in your presence. So
yeah,
I think that's something really special about relationships with them.
Mm-hmm.
What has it been like growing up with Dylan, a brother with Down syndrome?
kind of touched on this, but I think just like you see that there's a lot of differences. But honestly, like at this, I'm 20, you're 18, he's 21, about to be 22. And it just feels so like normal. Like I don't most of the time, I mean, obviously you think about it a little bit, but most of the time I'm not even thinking about like Down syndrome.
Mhm.
I'm thinking like he's my brother. Um so yeah, I think which is also beautiful. Like you get to be in such a close relationship and you forget about the disability itself.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes like in public I'll like not be thinking and like kind of notice people staring and be like, "Oh, like I would have never even
Yeah.
thought of that."
Or even like I'll get mad at him like he's my brother, I get mad at him for bugging me. And it's like, wait a second, like Kiana, you can have patience because sometimes you need to have a bit more patience. But yeah, I think like but yeah, I think it's beautiful. Like I've obviously seen that there is a lot of differences between our schooling, our activities and everything. But even like going to church, everything like looks a little bit different. But it's honestly been beautiful like in our lives to see the way like our family friends like have such love for him.
If listeners could do one thing differently tomorrow, what would it be?
I think stop seeing them for the disability. Like see them as people. And get to know them. Like stop judging before you know people. Um I even think like being an education major, like especially at Wheaton, they're very focused on like diversity. I mean that's probably most schools like teaching diverse students. But it's like people all deserve to be seen and known before you judge them, or hold any type of bias because each individual is unique and made in the image of God, and fearfully and wonderfully made, and they deserve to have your attention, and to be known by you in a true way, not just like, oh, I see what ethnicity you are, like I'm gonna make my assumptions, or I see like your challenges, or whatever it is. Like no one deserves that, and that's not what we are called to do as Christians. And so I think don't see people for their disability and don't make assumptions about what that means. Like don't see someone and say, "Oh, they can't do this." Like, "Oh, life must be so hard." Like get to know them and love them. Um yeah.
Yeah, that's good. What has been your personal experience with the special needs community? Like where are you involved? What are the things you've done?
Okay, I think so a lot of like I mean, obviously our brother and his friends. Also just like serving at church has been a big thing for me. Yeah, getting to be a buddy on Sundays, like you work one on one. But honestly, like my sweetest, like I had one boy named Roy. How long were Cameron and I were like in the same fifth grade room because our buddies were the same age. And we would go every Sunday morning and
Yeah.
serve with them. She's still with her buddy.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
how long was I with Roy? 1 or 2 years?
probably.
Okay.
Second
But
and third grade?
yeah, that's true. Um, but he was just like it almost felt like a very bitter kid. Like very bitter. Wasn't nice to Cameron's buddy. Like very angry. Like I remember at VBS the summer I was with him. He like I don't even remember what it was, but he shouted out like F something and I like with all the little kids and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like what?" But it like broke my heart honestly. There was like so much I don't know what it came from, but a lot of bitterness you could tell and just like kind of anger inside of him. And so being with him at first was like he was just angry. Like but I got to know him and he was just like so sweet. And I just like loved being with him. Genuinely loved being with him. He moved to Florida and I was so sad. But I would look forward to seeing him. Like it's just I don't know. It's just so beautiful. I love it so much. When you form like such special relationships one on one with them and get to know them and like start breaking down those barriers. Like obviously there was still bitterness and anger, but also like you saw a side to him where he was like joyful and like had love and was like kind to me, even though that wasn't to everyone.
Yeah.
But it's just beautiful.
Yeah, I think that just goes to show how he wanted relationships.
Yeah.
Like he was angry at everyone else, but when he
Sure.
saw you like
Mhm.
paying attention to him, wanting to build a relationship, he kind of you saw another side of him.
For sure.
And you saw just like he just really wanted a relationship, and that's why he was probably bitter and angry. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye, folks.